What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel today. Thanks for checking out this video. Before we get too far into this and what all these bars and this weird seat is, if you would consider hitting that little subscribe button down there, I would greatly appreciate that. Helps the channel grow, everything. So, you know, do what you can for us. So, as you can see, this is not the normal scene for what you've come accustomed to from around here. You know, this car is definitely not set up to go in a straight line. Doesn't have twin turbo, doesn't have a supercharger. It's a naturally aspirated road race car. So, little something different. Wanted to make sure I did a video on this. You know, everything we do is not drag cars. We did not build this car, but you know, we still work on them. The thing about this one that most of you guys will find fascinating is going to be the engine. It's got a Bischoff built, I want to say it's a 5.2 now. So probably the 5.2 block out of a, I'm not sure what block they started with. It just on the build sheet says a 5.2. So a little bit of compression thrown at it. Some of their camshafts they designed for, as you'll see on the dyno when we get to that, you know, made a pretty flat power band, you know, which for this is what they're after, you know, a nice usable wide power band in and out of corners, all that kind of stuff. So it could have probably made a lot more power, which is pretty impressive, honestly, with some, you know, a little more duration, some bigger stuff here and there, and going for all out power. You know, where we wound up leaving this car, tuning wise, was not to the max, you know, because this thing's got to live for an hour. So, you know, we turned it on up just to get a decent dyno number, but not a full out deal. Then backed it down a little bit to more of our endurance, kind of, you know, where we felt everything would be happy. But I'm going to walk you around the car, let you actually hear what a Coyote with some decent cams on an NA deal sounds like without a ghost cam tune. And look at the engine, just kind of look over the car a little bit. Then we'll go over the dyno and the dyno results at the end of this. Okay, so for the engine side of things, like I said, it's a Bischoff Engine Services built engine. It's got a Brett Barber ported Cobra Jet intake manifold, monoblade throttle body. Not sure on who made the cold air, but you know, pretty decent piece, made good power. Let's see what else. You know, typical exhaust, that type of stuff, ATI balancer, but. So now let's get on to the dyno results on this car. You know, it's a pretty heavy NA deal. Let me pull up some of my notes here so I don't mess none of this stuff up and look dumb when I put dyno graphs on the screen that aren't correct. So let's see if this is it. So our final numbers that we wound up on this car were 560 and 423, and it made 560 right at about 8,000 RPM. As you saw in the dyno video that I would have played before this, we revved the snot out of this thing. Went to 9,000 RPM, which at 9,000 it was down to to about 500. So it drops off kind of quick there, but I mean, it's above 500 horsepower to the tire from about 6,100 to 9,000. So like I said, a very broad power band, which is what they want for this stuff. You know, quick in, out of the corner, gotta have some nice power for it. Then also, like I said, you know, this wasn't a full out NA for like what we would do for a drag car. You know, it's got pretty conservative, what I would say, on cam. You know, it's good cams, but you know, for something all full out drag race, we could have went a lot higher lift, a lot more duration. Well, Bischoff could have, but you know, this is pretty neat. You know, just something a little different, and all this was done with a factory ECU. So that's, you know, for the Gen 1 cars, RPM was an issue for a long time. You know, the hard-coated limiter, people finally got past all that. Rob down at Palm Beach did a phenomenal job with this. You know, it was just a couple pulls here and there. You know, we broke the motor in a little bit and then got onto the wide open pulls, but hey, it's, you know, 560 with this setup I thought was extremely good. And it was done on Sunoco, I forget which gas, but a Sunoco race gas, what he runs. But thought I'd just bring you this, you know, something a little different. You know, road race cars are welcome at BA Motorsports for dyno stuff. I mean, we could probably swap a motor or something like that. We're not the people to probably answer your stuff on suspension setups and all that, but we got people to do that down at Cortex. So this car was actually had some stuff done at Cortex. I'm not sure what all it had done, but some stuff done. And that's about all I got on this one. You know, hope you enjoyed the sounds of 9,000 RPM Coyote. I know I did. But thanks for spending some time checking this video out, and if you've made it this far, thank you. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys on the next one.